AI is everywhere, right? But with all that power, how do you use it responsibly? That's the big question. And today, we're going to dig into how a company like Oracle is trying to solve for the other, trickier side of AI, building trust.
I mean, this quote really hits the nail on the head. We're not just talking about another piece of software here. AI is a total game changer, and that means we have to be super careful about how we manage it. So let's break down what that actually looks like in practice.
Okay, first things first, let's zoom out a bit. When you look at the business world, AI isn't just making small improvements. Nope, it's fundamentally changing how everything gets done.
Think about it. It's taking care of all the boring, repetitive tasks, and it's digging up these incredible insights from data that no human could ever spot on their own. It's like giving companies superpowers they never knew they could have.
All right, that's the big idea. But how is Oracle actually using all this power? Let's get specific and look at some real-world examples, all the way from the developers writing the code to how businesses operate.
And what's really cool is just how wide-ranging this stuff is. For developers, you've got this AI sidekick, Oracle Code Assist, that helps them write code way faster. Then, on the flip side, for the business folks, there's this AI agent that basically acts like a detective, finding and fixing slowdowns in their systems. It just goes to show how specialized these AI tools can get.
Let's take a closer look at that Code Assist. Honestly, for developers, this thing is a lifesaver. It handles all the tedious stuff, writing basic code, running tests, creating documentation, and get this, it can even explain existing code. That's huge for getting new team members up to speed.
Now, for the business side of things, that order exception assistant is pretty brilliant. It's like having a little performance doctor living inside your systems. It's constantly watching, and if it spots anything taking too long, like more than 2 seconds, it doesn't just flag it, it actually tells you how to fix it. Pretty slick, right?
Okay, but here's where we get to the heart of the matter. All this amazing power, well, it comes with a massive catch. The other side of this shiny innovation coin is risk, and a huge one at that. We're talking about privacy, especially when you're dealing with really sensitive data. And this visual really paints a picture of just how complex it gets. Take healthcare, for example. You have data coming in from everywhere. Patient records, surveys, lab results, you name it. All of it flows into one place for an AI to analyze. The potential to improve patient care is incredible, but man, that data is about as personal as it gets.
And here's the thing, keeping that data safe isn't just a nice to have, it is absolutely the law. You've got major regulations like HIPAA here in the States and GDPR over in Europe. If you mess up, the penalties are, well, they're huge. The stakes are incredibly high.
So that brings us to the million-dollar question, right? How in the world do we keep pushing forward with all this amazing AI innovation while making sure our most private data stays, well, private? Is it even possible to have both?
Well, the answer isn't just about building better tech, it's about having a rock-solid strategy. You absolutely need a framework, a secure foundation to build all this AI on.
And a really important tool for this is the AI Risk Management Framework from NIST. You can basically think of it as the instruction manual for companies, a guide on how to handle AI risks smartly and consistently.
So this framework is built on 4 key ideas, or pillars. First up is govern. This is all about setting up who's in charge, who's accountable for the AI. Then you map. That means you really dig in, understand the situation, and figure out all the potential risks. What could possibly go wrong? Third, you measure. This is the action step. You actually take measures to lower those risks you just found. And finally, and this is so important, you manage. You have to keep an eye on these AI systems constantly because things are always changing. It's not a one-and-done deal. It's a cycle.
And this is where it all comes together. Oracle has actually built its cloud infrastructure around these kinds of principles. They operate on what's called a zero-trust model, which basically means trust no one, verify everything. They make sure one customer's data never mixes with another's, and everything is always encrypted. Security isn't an afterthought, it's baked in from the very beginning.
Okay, so we've got the framework, and we've got the secure platform. But does all this focus on security and privacy slow things down? Does it get in the way of innovation? Let's take a look at the proof.
This is really the core concern for a lot of people, right? If you lock everything down for privacy, are you going to kill the AI's performance? Do you have to choose one over the other?
Well, the numbers here really tell the story. Look at this. In a super sensitive field like healthcare, AI models that are designed with privacy first are still knocking it out of the park. We're talking over 91% accuracy for predicting chronic disease and more than 94% for recommending personalized medicine. So it looks like you actually can have it both ways.
So how do they pull this off? Well, it's through some really smart techniques.
You have things like data anonymization, where they strip out all the personal info. The data is still useful for the AI, but it's safe for the person. Then you've got this other cool method called federated learning. This is where the AI model actually learns from data on your device without that data ever being sent to the cloud. So you get incredible security and still get fantastic accuracy.
So, what's the bottom line here? It's that having this foundation of security and trust isn't a roadblock to innovation. It's actually the opposite. It's what makes true innovation possible. Think about it. When your customers trust you, and when regulators see you have a solid, responsible plan, it opens the door for you to do even more. And that leaves us with one big question to think about as we wrap up. We figured out how to build a foundation of trust for the AI we have today. But AI is moving at an absolutely insane pace. So the real challenge is, how do we make sure our principles of trust and security can evolve right along with it?